Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. Out in my shop tonight during this cold winter month. I thought we'd take a look at this Nyko Memory Pak X4 for the Nintendo 64 video gaming console. We're going to take a look inside, and if there is a battery, which I suspect that there is, I'll show you guys how to replace that battery. So let's get started. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to be using this. Well, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. I'm not sure if we're going to be using a screwdriver like this size here, or this size number 2 Phillips here, a little bit smaller. That's probably the size that I'm going to wind up using. So let me pull my chair up and get comfortable underneath here. Let me zoom back in. Well, zoom back in. Okay. And yeah. Let me go ahead and take out these screws. Yeah, this is the proper size here, the smaller number 2 Phillips. Now, whenever you're working on screws that go into plastic, these metal screws like that, you want to use as small a screwdriver as possible. Basically a low torque screwdriver. Okay, like what I'm using here. I mean, the other one will work, but it does have a little bit more torque. So, yeah, that's why I decided to go with this one. What's neat about this memory pack is that it's got a switch here and LEDs. Okay, and it's like 4 different memory packs in one. I think there's 4 times 256K. There's 4 256K banks, so basically 1 megabyte of saved memory. And then it's like having 4 memory packs in one, and then you can save, you know, to the different 256K banks by throwing these switches, sort of like what you had with the Commodore VIC-20 with the 16K memory expander or the 8K memory expander or whatever. You had dip switches like that that allowed you to set the memory location. That's probably what's going on here. Probably what's going on with this one. Alright, you know what? Just okay, so that goes there, that goes there, and let me make sure. Okay, I'm going to put my one screwdriver back because it's not needed. Yeah, okay, zoom out a little bit. Actually, that's fine the way it is. Okay. Alright, so it comes apart like that. Huh. Now this one, okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. This one does not appear to use a battery. Okay, it doesn't appear to use a battery. That's interesting. Okay, I'm just trying to get it set underneath the camera. But it doesn't appear to use a battery. So I'm wondering if that's like some kind of like type of memory that does not require a battery to keep the information saved to it, which means this is actually a really cool memory card. Yeah. Let me zoom in on the chip a little bit more so you can read the chip like that. Japan. So that's the memory chip apparently. Okay, that's the memory chip. I'll zoom back out. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. So there's no battery in this one. Okay, but I know there's batteries in the other ones. But let me take the circuit board out. It's not coming out for some reason. The battery might be on the other side. Let me see something. Yeah, the battery, let me zoom out a little bit. Battery might be on the other side. Yeah, let me see. It's not coming out for some reason. What the fuck? Oh, it does have a battery. Oh, wow. Look at that. Wow, look at that. It's safe to assume that that battery right there, well, it's safe to assume that that battery right there is shot. That one's shot. So it's got to be unsoldered and removed. And that's what we're going to do next. We're going to unsolder this board, this battery from the board, and then we'll clean up the board. And we'll solder on a CR32 battery holder, and we'll plug in a new battery. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll do that next. Let me zoom in. Zoom in so you can see the bottom of this board. Alrighty, that's good. You can see the bottom of the board. Yeah. Because this is an interesting memory pack. It really is. It's pretty interesting. Alright, well, okay, let me see if I can aim that. No, it won't let me aim it down. Okay, that's fine. Alrighty, so let me unsolder that. This here is the, where am I at? That's the correct size tip for this work. Okay. Still underneath the camera. Just making sure it's still underneath the camera. Okay. Okay, that's good. Whew. So, wow, this here is the battery. Let me zoom out a little bit. It's too damn. That's the battery. I think it's like, let me check. I think it's like a standard CR32 battery. Actually, yeah, CR2032. So that's the type of battery that is. I'll throw that in the garbage. But look how it corroded that. I mean, oh my God, man. Look at that. How it corroded that. I mean, look at that. Wow, I didn't know a coin battery could do that much damage. So those of you that are putting CR32 coin battery holders in your Amiga 2000 computer, stop it. Stop it, because they can leak too. Yeah, they can leak too. Okay, so yeah, okay, so what I'm thinking is, can I install one of these battery holders? Okay, what is positive? Okay. So that right there, the battery makes contact with that. Shoot. I mean, yeah. I could put this in. It would fit. But I think it's too, you see how thick it is? I don't think it'll fit back into the shell. So I'm going to have to get the same type of battery holder that they originally used in this, because I think the battery, one side actually touches this, and then the other side, which I believe this is positive, it touches that. Okay, yeah. And this here is just a through hole. It's just plated hole. It doesn't go to anything. So that's just to help hold it, the battery holder in place. This is where it's actually soldered on, and I can tell by the LED, because this is positive on the LED over here. So this side over here is most likely negative, right here. Yeah, I'll double check, make sure, but it's got a diode right there. It's got a diode right there to make sure the battery, you know, current only goes in one direction, you know. So, yeah. So I'll have to wait on this. I'll have to wait on this until after I get the correct battery holder for this. But in the meantime, what I could do is, let's see, zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. All right. And we're going to take, like, I don't know, a cotton makeup, actually, yeah, a cotton makeup pad. They're really good for this kind of stuff. When you're doing large surfaces, don't use a cotton swab. I see so many of you amateurs doing that. Don't use a cotton swab. Just don't do it. And then you just, yeah, I'll remove that excess solder after a while. But yeah, just clean this up. And yeah, make it clean. And yeah. All right. That looks a lot better. A lot better, I think. I don't know. I don't know. That looks better, I think. Looks better. But yeah, when I get the correct battery holder, I'll solder it in. I'll put in a brand new 2032 battery, and then I can use this this memory pack. Yeah. Let me zoom in again on it. Yeah. That's the, it might be zoomed in too damn much, but anyway, that's the front of it. In case you've never seen one of these before. Yeah, that's the front of it. Right? And then that's the rear. Okay. Right there. Well, doesn't have to be perfect, Mr. Campbell, just, you know, semi-perfect. Okay. We zoom back out. So, okay, I'm going to put this over here on my workbench so I don't lose the screws or anything like that. So, I got to get this kind. I don't know if I could get that kind of holder or not. It looks like it's proprietary. I don't know. Looks like it's proprietary. I could try to clean this up with okay, with that right there, that's battery acid leakage. So on that, I probably want to soak it in some vinegar overnight. Yeah. Soak it in some vinegar. I don't know. If I can't get if I can't replace that, then I'm probably just going to have to throw away the whole battery pack, because it's no good without the battery. It won't save to that memory without the battery. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think you can buy... Yeah, I saw them on eBay last night. You can buy the CR32 batteries with the solder lugs, like, they're like welded onto the battery. I could do it that way, but then every time I need to replace the battery, because you got to replace the battery about every 4 to 7 years, right? Between 4 and 7. The average life is about 5 or 6 years on those 2032 batteries. So when it comes time to replace it again, I'll have to open up the cartridge, unsolder the battery, and solder in a new one. So I'm probably going to wind up doing that. But when I get the new battery, I'll show you guys how to do that. So, yeah. All right, I'm here on eBay, and this is the type of battery that I'm thinking about buying for this this controller memory pack. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. The only problem is that I'll have to connect that large pad that's on the that's on the board itself, because remember, I think it was the it might have been the negative side. Anyway, one side of the battery actually touched that part of the board. And since these won't touch the board, what I might have to do is just solder a wire to connect that part on the board to where it's supposed to go. I have to figure out if it's negative or positive. And then, the spacing right here should be the same. Should be able to, these should go right through the holes and solder them in place. I just got to make sure I get the polarity correct. And then solder a wire from that part on the board to the proper area, to connect that. It's either going to be ground or voltage. I have to check, make sure. But yeah, this battery should work. It should work. But this is the type of battery that I'm going to get to replace the one that was on there. And after I get this battery, I'll show you guys how to solder it on.